Access Media Group. Pivot, create, dominate. Be sure you like, share, subscribe for all future videos.
What's up, everybody? We are back. It's Mad Titan here with another episode of the Broncos Rebuild 2026. We are going to get into our final preseason storyline with our coach. We have a media practice sideline deal. Then we'll get into week one. We'll go through the training. We'll go through the media. We'll set the goals. And then we'll get into week one and week two gameplay. But let's get into this last media interview practice sideline. Let's see what they got for us. Let's see what they got for us today. What kind of questions? Coach, talk about identity on the team. Okay, so we know our defense is the better overall, so I will say that our defense is our identity. Our identity on defense is creating turnovers and sacks, for sure. We'll be opportunistic this year. Sacks, turnovers, interceptions. I want 40 sacks. I feel like it. I want 40 sacks. I want 40 didgeridoos. Let's go. Check in at the end of the season. Okay, team identity. You promised the team that you would get 40 sacks this season. Yes, 40 sacks is the goal. Let's go. All right, last one. We are going to advance to week one. You guys, if you watched episode 2, that means you know the final 53-man roster. We'll get into the rotation for week one as well. Let's get into this advance. Week one is here. Let's set our season goals. We are going to go through a media interview. We're going to hire our coaches for scouting. We're going to upload the draft class by Access Ratings 2026. We are going to deal with the weekly strategies for the season. We are going to manage our staff points. We have 32 staff points, and we are going to manage those. All right, for our season goal this year, we made the playoffs last year, so obviously that is our foundation. We're going to go with make the playoffs again. Obviously, the next goal is elevate through the playoffs and get to the Super Bowl. We have storylines. We have a practice sideline interview again. Let's see what's going on with our team this year. What are we going to talk about? Training camp. What are we talking about from training camp? Coach, going into the season, what are your areas of strongest? I would say our defense is our strongest side of the ball again. Defense wins championships, and I'm always going to keep that philosophy. What worries you the most? I would say our running game worries me the most right now. Can the rookie come in and be a productive NFL running back? That is our number one concern. I will say the halfback. So RJ Harvey. It's not the fact that we are doubting you, it's just the fact we want you to come in and prove yourself that you can be a capable running back in the NFL. Let's go RJ Harvey with 10 rushing touchdowns. We definitely want to get RJ with 10. That would be definitely 10 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. That's a successful right direction. You promise your starting halfback will score 10 rushing touchdowns this season. RJ Harvey, we believe in you. 10 touchdowns is the goal, buddy. Let's go. All right, weekly strategy. Now we have our guys. You know what it is. We have our guys set right now, but we're going to get into these young mini drills and the life of Caleb Lawner in his development. All right, we are back from the mini drill. You already know what it is. We're going to sim out the rest. Everything else will be simmed out. We did get some player upgrades, so let's go ahead and check that out and see what players we have that upgraded points. Drew Sanders has upgraded 1 skill point, so we're going to allocate that as a field general because he's 1 behind, so we want to keep him a little balanced. Keep him developing. He jumps to a 74 overall on all levels. We ended up skipping past the attributes. My bad. So Drew Sanders goes up to a 74 overall. Caleb Lawner. Caleb Lawner gets his first development point. He is going. He's growing. We're going to keep growing him as a vertical threat. He has 860 XP right now. He needs 3887 to get another skill point. Let's get him some in-game reps. But most importantly, let's win the game. He went up a +3 catching traffic, a +1 catching, +1 mid route, and a +1 release. Caleb Lawner's development is continuing. We love it. The rookie from Utah, his story will continue to grow. How fast can we get him into a 74 overall? We're 9 points away. Trent Sherfield Sr. Let's talk about it. Okay, so we had to move Trent Sherfield Sr. to cornerback because in Madden you cannot put your wide receivers and gunners on special teams. He's a 53 overall right now. As a cornerback, he has wide receiver traits. We're not worried about that at all. As you can see, he has speed, acceleration. He has great tackling. That's pretty much what we want. Great block shed, great hit power. So special teams demon. So Trent Sherfield, we had to move you to corner. I apologize. So we're gonna upgrade you. We're just gonna say slot because hey, why not? Man, press, and pursuit. Good to go. Trent Sherfield Sr. All right, that concludes all our upgrade players for the week. Skill points for our staff. We're going to allocate that, but we are going to skip past that and fast forward that. All right, all staff points have been allocated to coaches. Now we are going to get into our final roster adjustment lineup, so you guys can take a look and see what we have for our final 53. Get a good look on it. It's pretty much the same. Starting off minus, we're not keeping 4 running backs, we're only keeping 3. Other than that, pretty much the roster is the same. You're going to see our starters week 1. Everybody's going to be ramped up, ready to go, and it's go time. Here's our defense for week 1. We look forward to seeing the debut of PS2, Jai Barron, Riley Moss, Chris Abrams, Brandon Jones, Talanoa Hufanga, Benito, the whole defense, Greenlaw, Singleton's back, and Cooper with our rotational rookies. D-line is stellar. So we're ready. We're ready. We're excited. And let's get ready for this game. Breaking news. Ray Greenlaw has chimed in on what we had interviewed, and he agrees with the coach, the GM, Mad Titan, and he knows that our defense is our strongest part of this team. So what we're going to do is show up and show out. Week 1, let's get into it. It's game time, baby! Week 1, we're here.
Next on Madden Football.
I'm excited. We're in Cincinnati. It's Bo Nix versus Joe Burrow. Houday Nation versus Broncos Country. I can't wait. I'm excited. Let's go. Let's get into it. Man, week 1 gameplay. Week 1 gameplay. We made it, baby. We're here. We're here. Long road through the preseason. Now it's game 1.
Return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Cincinnati offense set to take over for the first time. And they're led by the #1 overall pick in 2021, national champion at LSU, it's Joe Burrow.
There's just something special about week 1, isn't it, Mike? I mean, after months of anticipation, speculation, it finally hits you. The season has arrived. This is the first time where we're going to get to see a lot of the debuts of players on new teams, new coaches, rookies taking the field for the... Give his guy a chance to bring that one down. Put that ball on his chest and help him secure that catch. At this level, when you're that open, that ball has to be completed.
Here comes the Denver offense, set to take over for the first time. They'll be led by the man from Oregon who started his career at Auburn, quarterback Bo Nix.
Mike, as I think back to opening day over my years of playing, and just gets back to playing ball, you're going to have a big advantage coming away with a big win today.
He connects with Mims, and that's going to be a first down. From the shotgun, here's Nix. He'll try to run for it. And Nix with the wise move there at the end, sliding to a stop, but he's got the first down. Off the play fake, here's Nix. That is hauled in at the 5. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times. And then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board?
It is brought in the end zone. Devon Bailey. Touchdown, Broncos.
Touchdown, Denver.
Tight space. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Burrow. That is intercepted. Picked off by Dre Greenlaw. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Up the middle they go. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
There's a short one taken by Ingram.
And depending on the speed and the run-after-catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
This drive's going to continue. They bring him down. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. That is caught back corner of the end zone. Devon Bailey. Touchdown, Denver.
After review of the play, ruling on the field stands.
On defense that's undergone as much of an evolution as the linebacker position. In the old days, they were the physical tone setters. They were the tacklers. But now, it's their ability to hold up in coverage, like you saw there, that allows you to keep those guys on the field for all 3 downs.
To throw is Nix. He's got his man, right side, it's complete. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd. They'll send a tight end in motion. They'll run with the former Golden Dome, Audric Estime. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Nix going to give this to Estime. Strong running there, pushing his way forward to gain it. Burrow from out of the gun here on 3rd down. He manages to get the throwaway and completes it. Throwing is Burrow. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down. Jones motioning here. Second down, Burrow. Throwing over the middle, this one is complete. Play action now, it's Burrow. Taken in by Gesicki. His second grab on this drive. They bring Chase in motion. Burrow now to throw on first down. He'll spot Higgins, who makes the grab. First and 10. And a good piece of running there. First quarter in the books here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. It's the Broncos with the early lead. Greg and I back here in Cincinnati after this. Third and long. Nix from the gun on third down. Taking off, he'll try to get there. Offense ready to take over once more. They'll start out first down and 10. To throw is Burrow. To the middle of the field, caught by Higgins.
He had the defender thinking this was a vertical downfield route, and then next thing you know, he gets to his break point, he breaks in, and that ball's put right on the money for a big pickup. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
To the left side, caught by Chase. Good spot here, second and a yard. Off the play fake, here's Burrow. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target, and the ball falls incomplete.
And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it.
He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
He's going to keep it himself. It's a gain of 13, and it's first and goal. Here's a run. And nothing doing on that one. He'll go down behind the line.
But in this case, he does a great job of actually stringing this play out sideways. He's able to bring the ball carrier down for a loss.
That one knocked away and incomplete. From the shotgun, here's Nix. He's got his tight end. It's Ingram. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. The 39. Here's a first and 10. Going back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here.
To distort the defense to give the back enough room to operate, and that's exactly what they did here, and it led to a big gain.
That is hauled in at the 5. Here's Nix to throw. He's got his big tight end, Evan Ingram. Touchdown, Broncos. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. First down now. A run with Moss to begin the drive. He was looking for that cutback lane, but it never developed. Tracked down behind the line.
He was also able to show how fast he can get downhill, being able to bring that runner down behind the line of scrimmage.
And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line. Working out of the gun, Burrow. Backs to his big tight end, Gesicki. Spotted at the 45. This is a 55-yard attempt. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. Working from the shotgun, he'll hand this one off. About 15 yards to kick off the drive. It's a first down.
Usually a lot more manageable situations, a lot easier to convert.
That's over the middle and intercepted. That's the linebacker, Logan Wilson.
Those simple routes over the middle, Mike. Well, to the quarterback, they're not always so simple. I'll tell you why. There's a lot of bodies in the middle of the field. There's a lot of traffic.
Up 2nd and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Burrow here on 2nd down. Pass right side, and Higgins has the catch.
Stay aggressive and try to maintain possession. You get field position like this, you want to make sure this drive ends with some sort of points.
And he's going to have the Bengals first down. Here's Moss. And he is not going to get away. So now they'll send out Evan McPherson for this field goal try. This will be from 47 yards. Another one through the upright. He's 4 for 4 on the game. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Back to throw is Nix. Got it into the hands of Mims.
Got a lot of good route options on that last concept. I think if he just remains a little bit more patient, read the play out, let it unfold, will lead to some easier and better completions there. And even though they're not going to go down for allowing a sack, it was allowing the pressure that ultimately prevented that pass from being completed.
And he missed it. It's no good. And their lead will stay right where it is. Now 2nd down throw for Burrow. The middle of the field. 50 seconds to play until halftime. This one complete to Higgins. 2nd down, Burrow. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. A gain of 7. So now they'll send out Evan McPherson for this field goal try. McPherson's kick is good.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it.
Certainly dialed in and on top of his game right throughout this one. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Here's a run to begin this third quarter. Just pushing defenders out of the way. 3rd and 2. Now Nix going to look to throw. Open man, right side. He's got it. Nix from the gun. On 4th down. Evan Ingram, the intended target. Burrow now to throw on 1st down. Taken in by Gesicki. Off the play fake. Here's Burrow. This one downfield. Taken in by Higgins. No touchdown, but they are close. So the big play gets him down close. And now it's 1st and goal. Burrow. That one taken in. T. Higgins. Touchdown, Bengals. 3rd and long. From the shotgun, here's Nix. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down. And they'll take over there. The Bengals offense and T. Higgins set to take over once more. Here's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Burrow. Quickly to the outside and complete. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Burrow from out of the gun here on 3rd down. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker.
4th down and 1.
Now, Burrow. And he cannot get the throw off. He's going to be sacked. It's 3rd down. Throwing. Nix. They'll try to hit him with a screen. And he's very close to a 1st down, but it doesn't look like he got there. And yes, they're going to mark him a yard short. Burrow to throw. And that ball intercepted by Pat Surtain. And he is just going to waltz his way in. The pick 6. A touchdown for the defense. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. Set to go now on 1st and 10. To throw is Burrow. His throw on 1st down is going to be incomplete.
Well, we found out pretty quickly. Not this guy. He's going to continue to attack the ball downfield, and he's looking to make big plays any chance he gets.
Gesicki, the man in motion. Throwing is Burrow. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. Pick this up on 3rd and 8. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. He's going to take a shot down the field. He's got it! And he's going to be dragged down, but not until he's inside the 25. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. Off the play fake, here's Nix. That is caught in the middle of the end zone. Cortland Sutton. Touchdown, Denver. Go for 2.
The Broncos will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Back to throw is Nix. And he'll get into the end zone, doing it on his own. Burrow. That's to his tight end, Eric All. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
But so far off to a good start.
On 1st and 10, it's Moss. And he is stopped in his tracks. They'll empty out the backfield and line up for 3rd and 3. Here's Burrow. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
We see this offense just continue to search for us. You've got a lot of learning to do because you just get burned time and time again. You'd think at some point you'd make an adjustment and make a correction. So at this point, they've given up 4 touchdown passes. You're just not going to win a lot of games in the NFL giving up that production in one phase of the game.
And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll throw. It's Nix. That's caught right side. It's Franklin. And they bring him down there, but it is inside the 10. It is going to be 1st and goal.
Continuing to lead on this, not only in this drive, but probably for the rest of this game.
We'll get this to Mims on the jet sweep. And he will score. Marvin Mims. Touchdown, Broncos. Greg, nothing changed at halftime. They come right out to start this 3rd quarter and pick up where they left off.
Well, I think this deep communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these...
The pressure, too much, and he goes down. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Nix gonna give this to Estimate. And he'll get them 5 yards closer, but
5 yards on the play. And it's 3rd down.
here's Nix to throw. Got it into the hands of Mims. Out of the gun, here's a run up the gut. That's the way you want to run it on 1st down.
At the 42-yard line.
They'll stick with him again. And a nice run. He's got a 1st down tackle made right at the 35-yard line.
At the 35-yard line.
Play action now. It's Nix. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
They still were able to manage to add 3 points.
Jones now on the return. Now on the return, he has lost the football. Special teams has come up with the recovery. Now it's going to be 3rd down. From the shotgun, here's Nix. He's got it at about the 8. And he will get into the end zone. Marvin Mims. Touchdown, Denver. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And they'll whistle him down, but not before it picks up a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Gesicki, the man in motion. Burrow now to throw on 1st down. To the left side, caught by Chase. Burrow here on 2nd down. Fine work defensively. That's going to be knocked away. We'll go down. Here's a designed run. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. They'll try it now with Moss.
But you can't tell me there weren't some nerves on that sideline as they sent that play in to snap it. But fortunately, nothing to worry about. The offense gets it done.
And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down.
A big reason they find themselves trailing and another loss of yards.
This one caught at the 4.
1st and goal at the 2-yard
To
line.
throw is Burrow. That is caught side of the end zone. Andre Yosibov. Touchdown, Cincinnati. They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult. Back to throw, Burrow. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. Now, Burrow. That is caught. Finding Higgins. Here's Burrow. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. 2nd down, Burrow. Backs to his big tight end, Gesicki. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Burrow. And this is going to be a touchdown. It's too little too late. So it is a win for the visiting Broncos. They move to 1-0, getting the victory to begin the new campaign.
Yo, what's up? We are back. The game is over. We won in Cincinnati 56-38. It was a shootout. Joe Burrow broke the NFL record for most completions with over 46. We'll get into that. But we're going to talk about my guy, Bo Nix, 345 yards and 5 touchdowns. Let's get into the complete team stats. Shout out to Joe Burrow. He broke the NFL record with the most completions in a single game with 48 on 74 attempts, completing 64% of his passes. He did throw 2 picks, 3 touchdowns, but this ain't about Joe Burrow. Major shout out, but this ain't about you. Let's get to my Denver Broncos. Bo Nix, game 1, went 28 for 44, 345, completed 63% of his passes through 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, averaged 7.8, along for 43, a rating of 116.1. Shout out to Bo Nix. Let's get into our running back room. RJ Harvey had a great rookie debut with 22 carries, 88 yards, averaging 4 per carry. His long was 15. He had 39 yards after contact. He had 8 broken tackles, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we bring him in here, because he can break tackles. That first tackle, he's normally going to break it. Audric Estime chipped in with 32 yards on 5 carries, 6.4, as he continues to develop. Jaleel McLaughlin had 3 yards on 3 attempts, averaging 1 yard per carry. That's sad. Let's get into Marvin Mims, the Joker wide receiver. He had 1 rushing attempt for 7 yards and a touchdown. Marvin Mims, ladies and gentlemen, our Denver Broncos true Joker. You feel me? Let's get to this wide receiver room. Marvin Mims led the wide receivers with 6 catches for 98 yards, averaging 16.3, 1 touchdown. He had 30 yards after catch. Let's get into Evan Ingram. He had 5 catches for 40 yards, averaging 8 and a touchdown. Cortland Sutton had 4 catches for 50 yards, 12.5 on average and a touchdown. Harvey chipped in with 3 for 9. Caleb Lawner. The Caleb Lawner development continues. He had 3 receptions for 32 yards on 10.6 per. That is amazing development. Troy Franklin had 3 for 90. 3 explosive plays for 90. His long was 43. He had an explosive play. I mean, we're excited about our development with our wide receiver core. Devon Bailey, I mean, he did spot work, but when he spot ups and post ups on you, the big man, and he's gonna dunk. So he had 3 for 21 and 2 touchdowns in the red zone. Michael Bruton chipped in with 1. Wattenberg led the group with 5 pancakes. McGlinchey gave up a sack, and it looks like RJ Harvey gave up a sack. Other than that, clean pocket work from our offensive line group. Let's get into the defense solo tackles, led by Riley Moss with 7, Alex Singleton with 7, Dre Greenlaw with 6. We had Jade Barron with 5, Patrick Surtain with 4, Brandon Jones with 3, Talanoa Hufanga with 3, Shane Coates had 3. He also had a special teams forced fumble and recover fumble. Shout out to Shane Coates for making the 53-man roster. I think we made the right decision on this one. Nick Benito had 2. Jade Barron led the team, tied with Riley Moss with 12. Greenlaw and Singleton had 11. Talanoa Hufanga and Brandon Jones had 7. Surtain and Sanders had 6. Coates had 5. Tackles for loss. Alex Singleton had 3 tackles for loss that were impact tackles for loss. I can't say that. He did pop. He did go downhill. He's showing signs that he is healthy. Shout out to Alex Singleton. Dre Greenlaw had 2 amazing tackles for loss as well. The rest of the team had 1. Let's get into the sacks. John Franklin Myers had 1. Dre Greenlaw had a sack. And Alex Singleton chipped in with a sack. Interceptions. PS2 had a pick 6. 21 yards interception return for a pick 6. Dre Greenlaw had an interception for 2 yards return. Let's get into the special teams, where Will Lutz went 2 for 5 today. He missed 3 field goals. Will Lutz, if the defense didn't show up when they did, he might have cost us the game. Crenshaw had 3 punts, average of 52, 1 in the 20, and 1 touchback. That should be 2 in the 20, no touchbacks. Marvin Mims and Sherfield had 97 yards apiece. That's twinning in special teams. He also chipped in with 3 for 37 on special teams. So Marvin Mims is out here. If we tally up his combined yards, he had 7 rushing yards, 37 punt return yards, 97 kick return yards, and he had 98 receiving yards. That is a true triple threat joker receiving, punt returning guy. Like, why do I need to draft a joker when I have one at wide receiver? All right, the end of the game. We went through the stats. Let's finish this game. Let's sim through. Let's see what we have on the other side. Coaching points, skill points. Did anybody progress up? We went up 14 skill points for our coaches. We're going to allocate that. We went up 14. Good job. Staff, doing your thing. After the game, we have no conversations with the media, no skill points to apply. All right, we are in higher scouts right now. We're not going to too much deal with this. These are the top 10 players of this draft class. We have Caleb Downs, Caden Proctor, Arch Manning, Drew Aller, Shaquem Brown, Mateo Ugalele, Harold Perkins Jr., Dylan Freeman, Xavier Nakin, and Kevin Concepcion. That is the 26th class. We're going to get deeper into that as we get our first mock draft unveiled to us. All right, let's advance on to week number 2. We thank you guys for showing up and showing out. Week 2 advance. We are back. Welcome to part 2 of episode 3. Storylines are available from our defensive coordinator. We have scouting players available. We want to assign our favorite players until the first mock draft. Weekly strategy, we'll go through that as always. We don't have enough points to allocate anything for our staff, so we're going to stack those up till probably about 100 or more. All right, let's get into our storyline for our defensive coordinator for week 2. Broncos versus Chargers. We got another road game. We are looking like we have the advantage on offense, defense, and overall. Both teams are 1-0. Let's see, our standings in our division. Everybody won last week. So everybody's tied for first place in our division. So that's how that is looking so far. This is what the AFC is looking like so far. All right, let's get into our defensive coordinator strategy for this week. Let's see what he has to say to our coach. So yeah, feeling we like this one. Coach overheard Savion Jones saying that he feels like he could learn a lot from Zach Allen. He asked me if he could have Zach mentor him. What do you think? That is a great idea. Zach Allen and Savion Jones together, mentorship, definitely. Sure, let's talk to Zach about it. Let's set this up. Let's make it happen. All right, we're in the coach's office. Let's talk to Zach. See if he's down with getting some mentorship going on. Yes, we do. We need your help with his development. Pat Gaffney. I'm listening. How much time will this take up? Depends on how much effort you put in. Coach, I don't really have time for this. Why should I do this? You're a leader. Your followers on social media will love this story. Take the kid through your intense workouts. You're unpredictable and nobody expects for you to do this. Ooh, we don't know what his personality traits are, so let's go with intense. Okay, you convinced me. I'll do it. Hey, we know our guys. We don't have to look at the personality traits. We know our guys. He will mentor Savion Jones, so we look further for Savion Jones' development as we try to quickly get him into a star dev role by the end of the season. You already know what it is. We're going to get into our mini drills this time with Caleb Bonner. Then we'll simulate the rest. We'll see you guys on the other side. All right, we are back. We are going to send out the rest of our guys. You already know what it is. It's almost game time for us. Let's see what we got. We got to play the Chargers this week. So we get to go up against Marion Hampton and Najee Harris. It's the debut of those guys. And what they're doing, they're 1-0. So let's see what they got. Week number 2, we are in LA. We're at SoFi Stadium. It's the Denver Broncos versus the LA Chargers. Enjoy the sim mode. Let's get into it. Week 2, we in LA, baby. Bo Nix coming off a great performance, 28 for 44, 3-something and 5 touchdowns.
Kicking off next.
We ready.
NFL 25.
We ready.
It is time for football as we welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico, Greg Olsen. It's week 2 of this NFL season. Couple of teams feeling good, Greg. Victory in the season opener, and that gives you just great momentum off the schneid to start the season. Now, what's ahead for these guys?
Going into week 1 was always kind of an interesting deal, Mike, and I always felt as a player, you prepare months for week 1, and then you prepare 7 days for week 2.
On the 25-yard line. So here come the Chargers, the offense getting set to come out, led by their quarterback, the 6th overall pick in the 2020 draft. It's Justin Herbert.
You know, what's funny about the NFL, Mike, is you expect to come out and have your A game each and every week. And certainly that's ideal, but can you win when you don't have your best stuff? And I think that's what we saw from this quarterback last week. The best thing he did was just continue to battle, continue to make just enough plays, even though he had some struggles. The biggest thing is, while he continues to improve, what a confidence boost for this entire team, knowing that even if their quarterback doesn't have his best stuff, they can still play winning football.
And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Now it's Herbert, and he can't hang on through the contact. Now a play fake. Herbert to the tight end, and he fits it in on the corner route. A gain there of 15.
So far, it's been their passing game to get this game started, and that last one results in a first down.
Now a first carry for the Alabama product, Najee Harris.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Broncos 47.
Putting the tight end in motion. Out of the gun, here's Herbert. Finding the tight end, here's Will Dissly.
It's 3rd and 7.
Shotgun now for Herbert. And that is incomplete.
Incomplete.
Here comes the Denver offense, set to take over for the first time. They'll be led by the man from Oregon who started his career at Auburn, quarterback Bo Nix.
Mike, when we have a chance to talk to this quarterback's teammates, the word they always use is perfectionist, and it's pretty easy to see why. When we had a chance to sit down with them the other day, one thing was very clear. He was not happy about having that blemish on the stat line, the interception. Now, it didn't change the outcome of the game, but it certainly prevented him from being able to really appreciate what he accomplished in last week's win. If that meeting is any indication of what we should expect, I think it's pretty safe to assume he's placing a big emphasis on protecting the ball over these next 4 quarters.
It'll be marked down up around the 18-yard line.
Where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
And he's going to be stopped in his tracks. He'll lose a couple of yards on that one. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. This is caught down that right sideline.
Especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
Herbert to throw. Off-balance throw. It's complete.
And on the ground, so big play to get this drive off to a fast start.
On first down, it's Harris. And he is putting in the work. Dancing inside the 40-yard line. A gain of 8.
Brings up 3rd down and 2.
We'll try to run for it with Harris. A good run there to the 34-yard line. That is a first down.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
They'll give it to Harris again. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down.
Most of that yardage on his own, shrugging off the initial tackle attempt and continuing to rumble downfield.
From the gun, it's Herbert. And he'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
It's what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
Play action now. It's Herbert. That's pulled in. Najee Harris. Herbert to the air again. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete. They send the tight end in motion. Now Herbert again. That is caught, and he'll take it on in. Will Disley, touchdown LA. His first touchdown of the new campaign. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. There's a short one taken by Ingram. From the shotgun, here's Nix. That's caught once again by Ingram. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield. Here on 1st and 10. They'll run with the former Golden Dome, Audric Estime. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards.
Offside.
It's 2nd down.
Defense.
Following the penalty, they'll run it. Fighting off tacklers, pushing his way forward. Good gain of about 4. They'll throw. It's Nix. He's got his man. He finds Sutton.
Understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
Now Nick's going to look to throw. He finds his man. Dropped it. It'll be a pickup of 10. Good for a Denver first down.
It makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
Nix, how to throw it here on first down. A gain of 15 and a first down.
You have to come away with a touchdown. It feels to me you settle for a field goal. That's a win for the defense.
And this is not going to work out as planned. Tough spot to try to run a play like that. It is blown up behind the line. So we'll get a 2nd and goal when we return. 7-0 is our score. And we're back at SoFi in SoCal after this. Nix from the gun on 3rd down. And he will score. Bo Nix. Touchdown Broncos. So now here comes the Chargers as they get set to take over once more. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10.
Disrupts that timing, ruins the play.
On 2nd down, a run with Harris. And not much there. To throw is Herbert. And that is incomplete.
He does a fantastic job.
Second and 7. Throwing. Nix. That's going to be caught. It's Marvin Mims. Here's Nix to throw. Quick throw, taken in. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. Throwing is Nix. That's caught left side by Ingram. A quick throw, that's complete on the slant. Back to throw is Nix. No one open, he'll drop it to his running back. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker. That is going to set up an interesting 4th down decision. On now, it's Will Lutz to try the field goal. This one is good. He knocks it through. And the Broncos will break our tie and take a 10-7 lead. Throwing now is Herbert. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. Out of the gun, here's Herbert. To get this complete, it's Williams over the middle. The tight end going in motion to the left. Herbert going to try to throw on 3rd down. Nowhere to go. He is taken down. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. A tight end in motion now. They'll run on 1st down with Estime. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. To the right side, he's got Ingram, the tight end.
You can draw all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
And trying some oohs and ahs from the crowd. 3rd and a yard. Now they'll set up to throw. He's got his man. Right side. It's complete. And the defense.
Zone coverage. Certain guys, they want to run routes like they're lines on a piece of paper, and they end up going from uncovered space to covered space, but not the case here. He knew he was open. He knew he was in the right spot. He stayed open.
They'll look to throw. Got a man over the middle. There's Sutton. They'll send a tight end in motion. On 3rd down, they'll try to pick it up with Estime. And the Broncos are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. He'll drop to throw. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete. Big play coming up. 3rd and goal. Back to throw. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 17-yard line.
The defensive coaches, they preach all week, Mike. They have to have relentless
23-yard line. The Chargers offense starting to trot out for this next possession. The deficit, 6 points. So a touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10. Pistol here for Herbert. The ball comes out, but this is taken in by a teammate.
both sides of the ball. The more guys around the ball, the more good things happen, and fortunately for this offense, he recovers the fumble, and they live to continue this drive. Rough sequence over these last couple of plays. Now to make matters worse, you got to operate in 3rd and long on a defense that knows they can just pin their ears back and try to get after the quarterback.
And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult. The Broncos offense and Bo Nix getting ready to go back to work. And he has done everything you could ask of him coming into this one. Spread it around, hasn't taken many chances, and potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. Got it into the hands of Mims. To throw is Nix. And that one's incomplete, but a late flag comes in. Looked like he might have gotten there early. They'll throw. It's Nix. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down. Nix now on 1st and 10. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he's brought. From the shotgun, here's Nix. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
Sometimes, Mike, you're greatest strength can also be a little...
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. He'll try to run for it. And with just 4 seconds left in the first half, a timeout is called. On now, it's Will Lutz to try the field goal. This just a little more than a chip shot. 32-yard attempt. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Broncos going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here. Time has expired. The first half has come to an end.
Okay, Mike, back to you and Greg in just a moment. But after a wild first weekend in the NFL, time to see if things will settle down as we take a quick look at what's happening here in Week 2.
This offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this 3rd quarter. The cushion is 9 as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. Now Nix going to look to throw. That's caught right side. It's Franklin. They'll try to get this one on the ground. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. The Chargers offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. They trail here by a couple of scores. The margin is 9 as this drive starts with 1st down. Right away, they'll try a jet sweep. And this will gain a couple of yards up to the 22-yard line. Got to get it to the 30. Here comes 3rd down. Herbert. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down.
Sometimes you just have to know when the play is over.
They'll have a short field in front of them as they try to extend this lead out further. On 1st down, here's Nix to throw. Checking it down, this one is caught.
Allows them to keep their eyes downfield, allow their tight ends and wide receivers to continue to work open. In this case, nice job by the quarterback getting that ball in his hands and letting him do the rest after the catch.
And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
They don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
Here now, 2nd down and goal. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. On the ground, it's Estime. Looking for a seam, but will not find one. He'll take this down to the 4-yard line. 3rd and goal. Here's Nix to throw. To the goal line and in. Touchdown, Denver. And hold on to that football, young man. That's a keeper.
It was the running back that was the open target. He's able to put the pass on the money. Easy 6 points.
Throwing is Nix. He's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. the quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units.
They bring their tight end right. From the gun on third down, Herbert. That one on target to Williams. He's got it.
Did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. Quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
Powerful running there. Stiff-arming his way for a gain of 6. Now for second down and 4.
At the Broncos' 47-yard line.
Shotgun now for Herbert. He's going to tuck it and go.
1-yard gain brings up second and 9. At the 40-yard line.
Out of the gun, here's Herbert. He connects with Disley. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. On play action. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Dre Greenlow.
Every once in a while, Mike, you see a quarterback predetermined before the snap where they're going to go with the ball, and I think that was the case here. He told
on the ground, this is Jaleel McLaughlin. And he'll be stopped at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call. Forward for about 5 yards. That sets up third down. Nix from the gun on third down. He's got his man. He finds Sutton. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45. Throwing, Nix. He's got his tight end. It's Ingram. They'll look to throw yet again. To the right side here, pass is caught. They'll throw. It's Nix. He connects with Mims. And he's going to pick up the first down. He knew where that marker was. To throw is Nix. Got a man over the middle. There's Sutton. And it's third down. From the shotgun, here's Nix. And he's in. Marvin Mims. Touchdown, Broncos. So now after the touchdown, Luck's going to send this one away. A safe kick taken at the 5. Strong. Oh, very good field on 1st and 10. Now Herbert. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. So, 3 quarters now in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. To throw, it's Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. Throwing, Herbert. Open man, left side. He's got it. Throwing again, Herbert. That's complete. It's the rookie from Ole Miss. Herbert to the air again. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target.
At the 28-yard line.
Pistol here for Herbert. A throw there on second down. Going to be
You better figure out a way to be able to bounce back following a bad throw, a bad series, a bad game. And in this case, he's got to bounce back from a pick on the last drive, and he's got to find himself some easy completions and settle himself back into this one. I just don't like the look of this passing game. Like, it just seems... Truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
now or never. They'll throw on fourth down. That one intercepted. And he will be taken down, but there is a penalty flag down. A silly penalty may erase the turnover. On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. They'll send their tight end left. A run with Harris. Taking on defenders, plowing forward. A pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Another run here with Harris. And he'll lose yardage here. The defense standing strong in the red zone. They drop him back at the 10.
For the quarterback. In this case, they decide to give it to the back. He's taken down for a loss.
Back to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Following that dangerous throw of their own, and at this point, they're lucky to walk away with just an incompletion.
They'll go for it. It's Herbert. That's incomplete. Daring call on 4th down. Does not work out. Set to go now on 1st and 10. His drive will start on the ground. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a 1st down. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. This isn't going to work out much better either. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage this time.
Defenders, they want to run around, but for a guy to be able to come up and force the run and keep this to no gain, man, that makes a big difference on any defense.
That is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down.
Foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
second down. Nix. There's a short one taken by Ingram. And he's going to be 3rd and 9. From the shotgun, it's a give up the middle. The Chargers offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. Now this looks like a design run. And he'll work forward for about 3. Shotgun now for Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Herbert. And that is incomplete.
Well, that's 2 straight plays now where this secondary has options. Get your wide receivers in space. Allow them to run after the catch. Because right now, these downfield passes, the defense is all over.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down. They'll have it by a lot. It turns out to be a big game.
The days of just punting the ball back and forth and saying, hey, we're going to play good defense. Remember, the better your defense, that doesn't mean you should punt. The better your defense, the more chances you should take on offense.
Again, they'll throw with Herbert. There's that man again. Another catch.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
Alter the outcome of this week's game, Mike. You're trying to build on some things that you can take into next week's practice, build off of and learn from, and hopefully carry it into next.
Herbert to the air again. He pulls it in around the 5. Tight end going in motion here. Now Herbert again. He's got it at the 3. And he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up 3rd and goal.
It's now 3rd and goal.
They'll let the fullback try to push the puck. And he will dive into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the 4th quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
That is caught, and they get the 2-point conversion.
Everything's about matchups, especially down here this close to the goal line. I think my guy's better than your guy. I'm going to put him in a position.
So down 2 scores, they're going to roll the dice here with an onside kick. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
Late in the game, this is where you see teams really start taking some chances. And boy, this was a big one, but it's not going to work out. All over their execution, and this is about as close to a complete performance as you're going to see from any offense throughout the course of this season.
Oh, that may be the break they needed. That one's intercepted. Picked off by Alohi Gilman. And he's going to be brought down. What a turn of events here. He has given his guys 1st and 10 in the red zone.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this time.
Throwing on first down is Herbert. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. Look at that. Slinged it across his body and connected. And the Chargers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up They try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Now it's Herbert. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
It's hard to play that ball any better than the way that defender did right there. I mean, to stay patient throughout the entire play and make sure that not only are you in prime position to make it, but once the ball is there, attack it, knock it down, and save a touchdown.
It is 3rd and goal. And he will score! Game on! Najee Harris, touchdown!
Be able to get out on the field and go,
Previous play
take
is under
advantage of the
review.
short field, and results in a nice touchdown.
At issue, was he able to stay in bounds? The NFL rules, you're looking for either 2 feet or a body part that is not a hand to be down with possession of the ball. Field goal would only do so much. They need a touchdown to close the gap. It is 4th down and goal. Over the top, he's got it. Touchdown, LA. Up on a 2nd down and 8. They'll turn and hand this one off. A pickup there of 13. 1st down, Broncos.
This is the moment in the game, Mike, where to try to run the clock out and finish with the ball. And boy, do they ever. Give credit to this offensive line and running back. They came through when their team needed them the most.
They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And a good one here on the ground. A run. Here's the fullback, Burton. And that'll give him a 1st down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3. The defense still with all.
What's up, everybody? We are back. What a game. The Denver Broncos escaped LA 29-22. Bo Nix threw for 290 yards, 78% completion, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, as Justin Herbert went for 2 touchdowns, 245 yards on 57.8% completion. Defense did their thing. I would give a shout out to Jahdae Barron. He was beasting in the slot star role today. He had several pass breakups, highlight material. We welcome the rookie. He is doing his thing. We really can't call him a rookie after week 2, can we? He was doing his thing that much that can we call him a rookie after this game? Let's get into these stats. Bo Nix quarterback rating was 102.2 today. He threw for 41 attempts, had 32 completions for 290 yards, 78% completions, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, averaged 7 yards per completion, and his long was 29 today. What a way to be a game manager, Bo. You didn't have to do everything. We salute you. Let's get into this running back room. RJ Harvey had 19 carries for 66 yards, 3.4 average, 2 broken tackles, 25 yards after contact, and his long was 13 today. Audric Estime had 9 for 24 carries, 2.6. He had 3 broken tackles, 13 yards after contact. His long was 5 today. Bo Nix had 4 rushing attempts for 5 yards, 1 touchdown. Let's get into this wide receiver room today. We were led by Everett Ingram with 8 receptions for 74 yards, 9.2 on average, no touchdowns, but he had 22 yards after catch, followed by Marvin Mims, who had 5 catches for 41 yards, 8.2 on average, 1 touchdown. RJ Harvey had 4 for 28, 7 on average, and his first NFL touchdown was a receiving touchdown. Bookmark that, ladies and gentlemen. In real life, put your money down in Vegas. If you're a gambler, I would say RJ Harvey's first touchdown in the NFL is a receiving touchdown. Cortland Sutton, my main man, captain, had 4 for 50 today, averaged 12.5, 14 after contact, He had 1 drop today, along with RJ Harvey, who had a drop as well. Bailey chipped in with 4 for 38, 9.5 average. Caleb Lauder had 2 for 13, 6.5 on average today. He had 1 drop. Pat Bryant had 2 for 15, 7.5. Trotman had 2 for 25, 12.5 on average. And Troy Franklin had 1 for 6 today. Let's get into the leaders in pancakes today. Were Evan Ingram with 3. Quinn Mayers had 3, but also gave up a sack. Ben Powers had 3. Garrett Bowles had 2, but also gave up a sack. Mike McGlinchey had 2, and the following guys had 1. Let's get into our defensive leaders today. Brandon Jones. He had a highlight breakup today against Lad McConkey. Shout out to Brandon Jones. He had 5 solo tackles today. Dre Greenlaw had 3. Jonah Ellis had 3. Riley Moss had 3. We had 3 guys with 2, with Singleton, Benito, and Myers. And the rest of the guys had 1 that made stats today. Let's get into total tackles, also led by Brandon Jones today, tied with Jonathan Cooper, who had a beast of a game, 2 tackles for loss and a half sack. Dre Greenlaw had 6, tied with Jonah Ellis with 6, 2 tackles for loss and a sack. Riley Moss and Haloa Hafunga had 5. He did challenge Najee Harris for some big hits. I would say he fought the sheriff today in the law one, but you can't win them all. But I love his energy and his effort. Singleton had 4 today with Drew Sanders, Benito, and Barron. Jade Barron will get into you in a little bit, buddy. Tackles for loss today. John Funker-Meyer, Cooper, and Ellis had 2. Allen, Sanders, Benito, and Barron had 1. Let's get into the sack room today. Benito got his first sack of the season. Jonathan Ellis had a sack today. Zach Allen and Cooper had a half sack today. Interceptions today where Dre Greenlaw had another one today. That makes 2 for the season. Jade Barron today, absolute baller. 5 pass breakups. I mean, stellar performance. We just need you to get an interception this season. Get a few of those, and I think we got us a Rookie of the Year. Dre Greenlaw also had 3. PS2 had 3 crucial pass breakups today. Drew Sanders had 1, Benito had 1, and Brandon Jones had 1. We had a forced fumble by Jonah Ellis today. Special teams, let's get into the kicking today. Will Lutz, way to, bounce back from that performance last week. I think he went 2 for 5, bounced back with a 3 for 3, perfect 100%, long of 47, 2 for 2 on extra points. Good job, Will Lutz. Jeremy Kershaw averaged 50 today on his punt with a net of 128. He had 1 inside the 20 and 1 touchback. We got to get 2 inside the 20 and no touchbacks next game. But great performance so far for the rookie. Kick return was a little bit lackluster due to the defense doing their thing and not allowing a lot of points today. Marvin Mims had 3 for 65 on 21.6 average. No punt returns today as, good hang time, no punt returns. Today was a great defensive day. We gave up 270 total yards, 50 on the ground, 220 through the air, minus the sacks. We are having a baller performance. Let's keep building this defense. Let's keep building this offense. Let's get a consistent run game. And I think we got something. All right, that wraps up the end of the game. We're going to get into the coaching stuff. We're going to see if we have any skill points. We're going to see if we have any player upgrades. Let's see if we have any media interviews. And let's get into this. We are now 2-0. The Denver Broncos are now 2-0. Let's go. Make sure you comment, subscribe, hit a like, hit a share, hit a notification bell. Let us know what was your favorite moment of this game today. All right, we have 4 coaching skill points today. We're just going to keep stacking those until we hit 100, and then we'll add those to our rooms. All right, Well, we have no conversations at the end of this week. That will wrap up this episode 3. This is Mad Titan. Look forward to seeing you guys. Make sure you like, comment, share. Make sure you follow me on all social medias. Mad Titan 303 is my tag on all social medias. Make sure you hit that like, share, follow. Let me know where Bronco Country is for you. This is the Denver Broncos, the end of week 2. As we advance to week 3, I'll see you on the other side on the next episode.
Access Media Group. Pivot, create, dominate. Be sure you like, share, subscribe for all future videos.